beside me. I reach out for your hand to see your arms extended, outstretched towards me. You are dawn of veil, by your light others pale by the sun. Place my faith in love, my faith in this communion. I've been having dreams and visions, in them you are always standing right beside me. I reach out for your hand to see your arms extended, outstretched towards me. To you I give my pledge to honor all that's good in this life we're living. Think not only of myself, but of the greater union. Can I get a witness in salvation and rapture for the moonlight? Can I get a witness? Bless this day, sacred and holy.
This is a symbol of the world when it is working, when people are joined by hearts and souls that recognize the sacredness, the holiness in each other. In Ugandan culture, the groom's family gives gifts to the bride's family as a symbol of friendship, promise of cooperation, and to bond the union of the two families in a tradition called Kwanjula. This is the traditional wedding. Ernest's family will now present Miriam's family with gifts in honor of Kwanjula before we proceed under the chuppah. I have the privilege of explaining the gifts as they are giving, and in essence, I'm going to speak on behalf of the groom's family as if I'm them. And clearly, I am not. First, the father's present, from the father-in-law John to Don, and the Wertlieb and Pollinger family to them. Welcome to the Lugave clan. In Uganda, every family belongs to a clan, which is named after an animal. It is our duty to protect the survival of the animal whose clan name we take. We of the Lugave clan are happy to have your beautiful daughter under the love and protection of the Lugave clan. May this curved pangolin totem symbolize the union, love, and cooperation between our two families, now and in the years to come. The walking stick as a symbol of friendship between the two families, and the community sculpture to symbolize that they will continue the cooperation between the two families to ensure the happiness of both their children throughout their marriage, and that when issues arise, they will have a drink together in the courtyard and talk about it. Maybe we should all do that right now. And the cloth kanzu tunic is a symbol of the dowry. And now the mother's present, from the mother-in-law Joyce to Lori. The Gomesi and Chikoi is a symbol of friendship from me to you, that we will both work to ensure the happiness of our children. These baskets are for us to gather fruit together and all the sweetness that the world has to offer. This handcrafted symbol of womanhood shows that the women are at the center of survival of our community. May this remind you that we have to be strong, wise in our counsel of our partners. If there are any issues ever, may this serve as a reminder that we have a bond of womanhood to see life through the lens of a mother. Meet me at the well, and let's talk about it. From father-in-law John, clothing for Miriam as a symbol that Miriam is welcome to the family, and that she will be taken care of by the head of the family to ensure her happiness and security. And from mother-in-law Joyce, to Miriam, here is a symbol of my love and friendship to you, a granary, to bring you blessings, and ensure that you will always have plenty of food in your home. And if it ever runs empty, do not hesitate to come to my home, and replenish. A personalized, handcrafted mat that the paternal grandmother took time to make. Her words were to keep a positive mindset, pray, have fun, and make love on this mat, reproduce, and respect God the provider. Love you, Miriam and Simbi. Welcome to the family. Now your Jaja, Hannah, Nantumi. The maternal aunties present, Jan. The Chikoi for Jan. She will be the auntie that the new family will confide in. The basket to symbolize that she is welcome to the orchard to gather with the family and share her knowledge with the clan. And the paternal aunties present for Zelda. The Chikoi for Zelda, she will be the auntie too, that the new family will confide in. The basket to symbolize that she is welcome to the orchard to gather with the family and share her knowledge with the clan. The Mukos present, Josh. The Kanzu for Josh, as a symbol of friendship from the groom, and a promise to be a provider and protector of his sister. The sisters present for Molly. The Chikoi for Molly, as a symbol of friendship, a basket to welcome her to the orchard. Chikoi for Molly and Rose. And Rose. It's a package. See, I told you for Rose. I know those things. And the present to stand. The map of Africa carving. It is always the duty of the paternal uncle of the bride to ensure her well-being and report back to the family. The role has been assigned to Miriam's dear Uncle Stan. May this be a reminder to check on the new family often and offer counsel and free flights all the way to check. Yes. Having given these gifts to welcome to the clan and into the family, there's only one thing really missing. It was the gift to the rabbi. Here we celebrate love. We celebrate culture. We celebrate language. We celebrate the mystery of what life is all about, that no matter where we are born, no matter what culture we grow up in, no matter what language we speak, we all speak the language of love. We speak it through music, we speak it through words, we speak it through gestures, we speak it through kiss and embrace. We speak it through how we care about other human beings, no matter who they are. We speak it when we open our hearts with compassion and with dignity and with respect for all cultures and all people. And so as we stand under this chuppah, this symbolic wedding canopy, having these gifts passed and loved it right through the chuppah, may it too be a symbol of the best that is in all of us. So we welcome all of you, actually the bride and groom welcome all of you from wherever you have come throughout the world to be here today. And indeed they also welcome in spirit those who are not here physically in presence. They welcome the bride's grandfathers, Howard and Norman, and the groom's grandfathers, Theophil and Jonah, all of whom are no longer living physically but are here in spirit. And we welcome the bride's grandmother, Cherry, and the groom's sister, Winnie, and grandmothers, Anna and Eunice, who weren't able to travel to be here with us. Now, in Jewish tradition, wine is a symbol of joy, and there are few occasions in life more joyous than that in which a man and a woman unite their lives in loving marriage. So we'll have two blessings of the wine during this ceremony, signifying the fact that each of you brings your own individual joys into the relationship, and also as a way of symbolizing the equality of your relationship. So the first time I bless the wine, I'll give to one of you to drink from first, and the next time to the other first. And as a further physical symbol of the blending of your lives and the blending of your joys, I'm going to hand each of you a cup with wine in it, and I'll hold a third that's empty. You'll pour from those two into the third. As the wine blends together, symbolically, your hearts, your souls, your lives, your love blend together as well. That will be the cup that I will bless, and from that cup, you will drink. Or both of you. Or then go for it. Off it. Yes, yes. Do this. And hold on to each other. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who creates the fruit of the vine as a symbol of joy, and joyous occasions such as this. Here, you first take a sip. Give it to Grace. Take a sip. Don't drink too much. You get some more later. And what you are doing at this very moment is you are giving a loving gift to each other. It's a gift of your hearts. With all these gifts that have been given, that's the one that matters most. It's a gift of your souls. It is quite simply the most profound gift that you have to offer. It's the gift of self. And I know that you give this gift to each other not only with your hearts filled with love, but in having discovered in this relationship and with each other the missing piece to the puzzle of life. You have discovered that what gives life its meaning is having this spiritual partner with whom to share your life, so that all the challenges of life are that much lighter, all the joys of life are that much sweeter, because you have found one another. And I want to tell you what a privilege it's been to meet both of you and to hear your story and to listen as you shared your relationship with one another. My prayer for the two of you on this, your wedding day, is that as you continue to share your lives together, your relationship, your love, your marriage will be like that proverbial pebble dropped in the quiet pond that sends ripples. So too, your love, your marriage, your relationship, it sends ripples of love, washing over everyone you meet, and in so doing automatically bring the world closer to that whole and loving and caring and nurturing and supportive place that it was meant to be. Now, the core of a Jewish ceremony revolves around 7 blessings. 7 is a mystical number, signifies creation as you symbolically recreate your lives anew together at this moment. And the blessings themselves refer back to Adam and Eve, the first biblical model of what's appropriate in life, which is to share your life with someone. And they speak of some of the qualities of relationships that are important beyond love. Ahava, v'achava, shalom, v'rayut, love, friendship, fellowship, joy. The Hebrew notion of shalom, which literally means wholeness and completeness. They speak of the groom, the chatan, the bride, the kala, and make reference to Gan Eden, the Garden of Eden, a symbol of the paradise that you can create in your lives together. And the 7th blessing is the second blessing of our wine that I promised you a moment ago. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shakol bara lichvodo. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam yotzer ha'adam. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher yatzar adam b'tzalmo b'tzelem demutav nito v'kin lo mimenu binyan hadei ad. Baruch atah Adonai yotzer ha'adam sos tasis v'tagel hakara b'kibutz banecha letocha v'simcha. Baruch atah Adonai misamek tzion b'vanecha samek tisamach re'im Vim smecha yitzircha v'gan eden mikedem. Baruch atah Adonai misamech chatan v'kala. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bara sason v'simcha chatan v'kala gila rinaditza v'chedva ahava v'achava shalom v'reyud mahera Adonai Eloheinu yishama b'arei Yehuda u'v'chutzot Yerushalayim kol sason v'kol simcha kol chatan v'kol kala kol mitzvot chatani michupatam u'ne'arim mishtei nignatam. Baruch atah Adonai misamech chatanim hakala. May bride and groom rejoice in the love they share as its radiance sheds its light over all whose lives they touch. May the love and joy they create together fill their lives with contentment and peace, so that each day in the presence of the other is a day in the Garden of Eden. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. You can say Amen again. Praise you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who creates bride and groom in the love they share and their willingness to commit themselves to each other in marriage. This time, Ernest, you first. Just save some for Miriam. Beautiful. Now we're at that part of the ceremony known as the exchanging of wedding vows. This will take place in 3 parts. The first part's very simple. I'm going to ask each of you a question. When I finish asking you the question, you are going to answer either yes or I do. Sir Ernest, do you choose Miriam to be your wife and life companion, to share your life openly with her, to speak truthfully and lovingly to her, to accept her fully as she is and delight in who she is becoming, to respect her uniqueness, encourage her fulfillment, and support her through all the changes of your years together?
I do.
Miriam, do you choose Ernest to be your husband and your life companion, to share your life openly with him, to speak truthfully and lovingly to him, to accept him fully as he is and delight in who he is becoming, to respect his uniqueness, encourage his fulfillment, and support him through all the changes of your years together?
I do.
Perfect. That's better. Okay, let go of each other for a moment. Take this ring. Put it on her finger, wherever it's going to go. Put it over there. With both of your hands, I want you to look at her. As you repeat after me, word by word, first in Hebrew and then in English, words that have united lives and marriage for hundreds and hundreds of years. Hooray.
Hooray.
At.
At.
Mekudeshet.
Mekudeshet.
Li.
Li.
Bit Taba'at.
Bit Taba'at.
Zo.
Zo.
Kadat.
Kadat.
Moshe.
Moshe.
V'Yisrael.
Ve'Israel.
With this ring.
With this ring.
Be sanctified unto me.
Be sanctified unto me.
As my wife.
As my wife.
According to the law of Moses.
According to the law of
And
Moses.
the Jewish people.
And the Jewish people.
Okay, take this ring, put it over here. Hold on to both of his hands. Hooray.
Hooray.
Ata.
Ata.
Nikudash.
Nikudash.
Li.
Li.
Bit Taba'at.
Bit Taba'at.
Zo.
Zo.
Kadat.
Kadat.
Moshe.
Moshe.
V'Yisrael.
V'Yisrael.
With this ring.
With this ring.
Be sanctified unto me.
Be sanctified unto me.
As my husband.
As my husband.
According to the law of Moses.
According to the law of
And
Moses.
the Jewish people.
And the Jewish people.
So I know you have some words you want to share with each other. And I will hold the mic and you just read.
By moon glow, an instant recognition, a calm rush of faded connection. In me, your smiling eyes have always seen steady roots running deep into a shifting earth of wayfaring winds and setting suns. Let's chase dreams together, we chant into each other's souls, flowers blooming in our chests as devotion's vine grows, weaving tapestries of pasts and presents, singing soaring melodies of futures we resolve to dare, pushing boundaries, pushing limits, expanding, ever growing, but giving in, giving all to you. An outstretched hand I've taken and held around me, seeking refuge from the vast journey. In each other we have made our home, and our roots will carry us as our faithful buds blossom and wither in time to season's rhythm. G, I love you.
Miriam H. Tamar. You have never asked me what the H stands for. It stands for honey. Ochimanyi nti nkwagala nnyo. The very first time we met, I just sworn to my friends that I was never going to fall in love and I was going to be single for the rest of my life. I think God laughed out loud when he heard that too. He set up a series of serendipitous events that led me to you. It was a cold Friday night where I sat around a fire at Casablanca. I was staring at the flame, admiring how the sparkles exploded when I saw something even more beautiful. The first time I saw you, it was as if the wind had swept the stardust that magically assembled into a beautiful woman in front of my eyes. I remember you spoke to me, but for a while I didn't reply because I was in a trance. It was as if I was seeing magic for the very first time. You spoke with excitement. Your skin did change into strange things. And after staying with you for 6 years, I have come to learn it is called blushing. Something you do often when you're happy. For the first time I knew love. And for the first time I knew what love felt like. And it felt like you. I knew that night that we would either be best friends or lovers for a lifetime. I'm glad we are both. Every morning I fall in love again and again with your large brown eyes, your beautiful Jewish curls, the smell of your neck in the morning, your sarcastic humor, enthusiasm for life, your love for adventure, people and culture. When my soul reads your emotions like literature, I discover and understand mysteries of simplicity. I find jewels when I dive into the deepest forms of your nature. Every day I'm reminded of why I fell in love with you. You are everything I want and more. The kindness of your smile, the beauty of your kiss. You know my flaws. You often see the silliness in my insecurities. You have taught me to share and be vulnerable. You have seen me at my worst and encouraged me at my best to even do better. I promise to love and support you unconditionally. Promise to support your passion. I promise to do everything for us. And when you seem to forget how great you are, I'll remind you every day.
Okay, so you are standing, as I mentioned, and most people know, under what in Jewish tradition is called a chuppah, a wedding canopy. In our tradition, this canopy is a symbol of the new home that you create together and is open on all sides so that your home will be open to all people. But there are two kinds of canopies in our tradition. The second kind of chuppah is like this, it wraps around you to symbolize that the home that you create has nothing whatsoever to do with physical structures. Rather is a home of your hearts, a home that endures because your love endures. And in truth, wherever you'll be on earth, whether in the finest of structures or out into the stars, as long as you're together, from now on, that will be your home. And so I want to share with you ancient words of blessing, first spoken thousands of years ago in biblical times, passed down generation to generation to generation, down to this, your wedding day. And the words of that ancient blessing are, Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, may you be blessed and always protected from harm. Ye'er Adonai panav elecha v'choneka, may the face of God then shine upon you and be gracious unto you, and always be reflected in your faces each time you gaze at one another. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May the spark of love, which truly is the spark of the divine, continue to illumine your lives, so that all who know you will say you are a blessing in their lives, even as you have so obviously already been blessings in the lives of each other. And to that we all say Amen. Amen. That wasn't very good. We all say Amen. That's better. Thank you. In just a moment, I'm going to place this glass on the ground, and you're going to break it. Now, there are many different reasons given as to why one breaks a glass at the end of a Jewish wedding ceremony, but the one that I like the best is that often in life there are external circumstances and events and experiences that seem to impinge upon your relationship. And sometimes there are moments when those external things may even look like they're determining the quality of your relationship, but their potential impact is really as fragile as glass. So when you smash the glass at the end of the ceremony, it's as if you are symbolically demonstrating your mastery over all those external things, and symbolizing that the growth and strength and love and commitment in your lives depends totally upon the two of you, and that you create each and every day of your lives together. But first, in the presence of your families and friends, with all of these customs and traditions and rituals that surround us, you have spoken the words and performed the rites which unite your lives in marriage. I therefore have the great pleasure and privilege to declare you, Ernest, and you, Miriam, married as husband and wife in accordance with all of these traditions, and you may now kiss each other as husband and wife. So, I'm going to place this glass on the ground. You're going to stomp on the glass, that'll mark the conclusion of the ceremony. Everyone can make noise again, and the band can play, and you're going to go that way, right?
just for you. Think of me if you miss me once in a while, then I'll return to you. I'll return and fill that space in your heart. Remembering your touch, your kiss, your warm embrace, I'll find my way back to you if you'll be waiting. If you dream of me like I dream of you, in a place that's warm and dark, in a place where I can feel the beating of your heart. Remembering your touch, your kiss, your warm embrace, I'll find my way back to you if you'll be waiting.
Hello, hello. Hi, friends and family. How's everyone doing on this beautiful day out in the mountains? I'm Jonathan. I'm going to be, hello. Well. I'm going to be your DJ this evening. I want to thank you guys for joining us here on this beautiful day. And I do want to say before we move on that, in planning this wedding with Miriam and G over the past year, I think, they really made it a point to want to make this a fusion of culture and sound. And anyway, needless to say, I'm very excited. Before we continue, we have two very important people that I would like to introduce. So if you could, please help me with a warm round of applause as we welcome for the first time as husband and wife, the Nsimbis.
Just like you and me were past them in the traffic that never fall in love, and some me have it said me lucky. Enough of them are fortunate enough to have somebody. Sometimes cannot see beyond the flesh and it's so funny. Never get too caught up in yourself to feel the magic. Love come and pass you by in life and it's so tragic. Opportunity is supposed to take it while you have it. Don't wait till you are panic. Every last one they would make a big mistake. Left and gone for good and miss out something we're great. Loyal and full of faith when enough of them are move fake. Our things separate, we can't separate. Cause I would miss you, baby, and I can't do without you, darling. Yes, and I would miss you, baby. Girl, you know I love you, man. There's all the heart. Together we've grown. Things fall apart.
Let's hear it for our first dance. All right, we're gonna get everybody warmed up. We need everyone on the dance floor. We're gonna kick things off here with a little pre-dinner dance set, starting off with the Hora. Before we get underway with our dinner, I'd like to invite up two special people to share a few words. Please help me with a warm round of applause for the parents of the bride, Lori and Don.
Thank you. Thank you so much. What a wonderful pleasure it is to welcome all of you here from near and far and far and far and far. As the rabbi pointed out, we're also keenly aware of other folks who would have so felt had they been here with us. My father Norman, Lori's father Howard. As the Rybon reminded us, our tradition allows for a kind of presence even in their physical absence. G's family, having 4 family members here, is so wonderful, but just imagine how much more wonderful it might have been if we could have had a fuller complement. Many layers and generations selling together, but we're here celebrating in spirit. So wonderful to have John and the family. Here. So good to have you with us. I also want to take just this moment for appreciation, most especially to Lori, for the passion and the hard-nosed CEO drive that culminates in what we hope will be a magical evening for all of you here. A wonderful evening for you. If I had my glass of wine for this toast, L'chaim for Lori. Please do that. I will catch up with you shortly. So here we are at this wonderful destination wedding, and it's a curious choice in that for my sweet Miriam, it's really always been more about the journey than the destination. And that's what she has held prime for so long. But I guess all of us can attest that a journey involves 4 or 5 destinations sometimes, and some small number of you are aware that it is this commitment to the journey, the personal journeys, the professional journeys, and the meeting point of those personal professional interests that bring G and Mirzi together, and now has them poised for the next steps as they marry. A small number of you here also know our family and its journeys. Those of you who are mothers and fathers know the journey, encountering the unexpected. Certainly when child number 1 arrives, in our case that's Joshua over here. Expectations crystallize, life brings with it surprises, challenges, but in good stead, after all. It was our first time being parents, and his first time being a son. And oh, what a journey it was. But if you met Rebecca, Ari, Eli, or Lila so far this evening, then you also have a nice glimpse of the paradisiacal nature of the current destination when we go to Phoenix. Then along came sweet Molly, and perhaps we learned a thing or two parenting Josh, or perhaps we were just lucky. But the journey continues, more than pleasant, and again, if you meet Evan and Rose and Pearl, you'll know that when our destination is their home in Portland, what a joyful time is underway. Then comes child number 3. What more could be unexpected, unfamiliar, challenging? Well, Miriam is certainly your own person, and full of much of the passion and compassion that I noted a moment ago when I was thanking Lori. And certainly that journey has been a different one. And as a parent, as a father, no shortage of worries or concerns, as we call them, by way of Arusha, Dar es Salaam, Zanzibar, Gulu, Kampala. And I now, having spent, I think about 10, 12 days now in LA, I will add that to the list of foreign planets in her journey. That journey has ticketed us for tonight's destination, Cielo Farms, in the brisk Santa Monica Hills. Now, only a few of you have been with us on some of the more scary or distressing moments of the journey, but I'll share some experience that's shaped a rapprochement, a triumph that's so key to enjoying this evening. There's certainly no shortages of differences as we look around the room and know the stories and the people and the different places and backgrounds and cultures. All could fuel conflict and tension, but awareness and acceptance and even celebration of the differences is a key to a satisfying journey. And along with the dozens of differences, there are increasing commonalities. And it's these commonalities, this common ground, that we cultivate together and culminates in much of the joy that we'll be sharing tonight. My time's very short, so I'm just going to elaborate one link between Yiddishkeit, or Jewish culture, and East African culture, as well as a link between the generations, which is so important in both cultures. An epigenesis as old as the Bible, and in fact, the book of Genesis is the source. Many, many moons ago, my own bar mitzvah back in the 1960s, Lech Lecha was my Torah portion for my chanting and my speechifying, which probably began about then. Those of you who know the Bible, it began, the Lord said to Abraham, Lech Lecha, go forth, a two-word command to leave the past behind, to break away from the unfamiliar, to embrace an unknown future with an unknown destination. That's the secret of life, according to the rabbis. None of us knows where life is taking us, and life is richer, more meaningful, more fulfilling when we embrace the unknown and resist the tendency to play it safe, to lay low, or to settle. The journey is what matters, according to the rabbis. Only a few in the room may know that alongside planning for this wonderful event tonight, Miriam and G have been very busy in creation of their first joint venture in the music world, with an album launch planned sometime this spring, and the project centers, I'm told, on tracing age-old wisdom that can inform modern life. And each song on the album centers upon an elaboration of a traditional Swahili proverb. Now, one of the most inspired and inspiring album tracks is titled Dunia Ni Matembezi. Pardon my Swahili. Literally, or a translation is, the world is walking, or the world is a journey. So I hope you'll enjoy that. But when the album is released, you can buy it on iTunes. You can buy it, in any event, so here I am, full circle, from Lech Lecha in 1965 to Dunia Ni Matembezi tonight. Now, as far as I know, Miriam and G don't have a song yet for another inspiring Swahili proverb, Teo upendo mwingi kuliko unapokea. And rough translation for the few people in the room who do Swahili, give more love than you receive. And I think the rabbi had a bit of this in his message as well. Now, this is a piece of age-old wisdom. You can pick it from Yiddish culture, you can pick it from Swahili culture, East African culture, and it's suitable for me as a father to convey at this moment, and also in that it's a bridge between generation to generation, transmission, Lador Vador. In our family, as some of you learned last night at our rehearsal dinner, Miriam's great-grandfather, Charlie American, passed it on to his daughter Jerry, and really at most of the weddings and anniversaries for the Pollinger clan, there's some invocation of this particular piece of wisdom. And the saying, according to Charlie American over the years, had to do with characterizing marriage as a 50-50 proposition. 60% from the father and from the husband, and 60% from the wife. And that if you put the 50-50 proposition in those terms, you have the ingredients for a successful marriage. So I hope that you'll enjoy the beautiful destination here we're sharing tonight, and more importantly, share the journeys to come. So, my dear Chatan and Chala, Dunia Ni Matembezi and Lech Lecha. Go forth in your single state of awareness and find your new selves in marriage. Go forth with hope, meet the challenges, knowing you will be there for one another. We'll find ways of loving, ways of forgiving, with grace and gratitude, in joy and friendship that will last a lifetime. So to Miriam and G, L'chaim.
So I have some remarks as well, but you know, Don's a professor, so sometimes his is a little bit longer than mine. So I'll make mine a little bit shorter. Miriam has always been a child of the world. Some of Miriam's first words were in Hebrew when we lived in Israel. She was a toddler, and her first words were, "Misa, who's there?" she would ask when someone came to the door. Then when she was a preschooler around 4, Miriam emphatically stated that she was Korean. We couldn't necessarily find Korean clothing, but we bought her Chinese apparel in San Francisco and Boston that she could don this clothing. At 7 years of age, Miriam chose to go to Amish country with her dad, perhaps feeling a bit akin to this group. And so it was not totally surprising that Miriam would go on another self-journey, though this time to Africa. In college, Miriam was heading off shortly to Paris for a semester abroad when she called us one night and exclaimed, "That was too pedestrian. She could go to France anytime." Having studied Swahili in college, she wanted to go to Africa. So short story, with her own determination, she just found a U.S. program abroad in Tanzania, and off she went for 8 months. So Miriam fell in love with Africa, and during her many years living there, eventually met her love, G. What does this tell you about Miriam? Well, let me tell you something. Miriam didn't want to go to college far from home. I mean, she looked at a college that was an hour from her house, and she didn't know if she could be that far from it. So part of her decision to go to Africa was about learning to feel comfortable being apart from me, yes, her mom, and becoming more independent. It was thus a quantum leap to hop to Africa, and what began somewhat as a personal challenge became a stunning show of courage, endurance, resilience, and creativity. Miriam found her voice there, both literally in song and in her identity as a social change maker, working in a post-conflict village in northern Uganda. In her journey, Miriam found a partner, G, who likewise is courageous, creative, and assumes social responsibility. Well known in Uganda as a successful hip-hop artist, G lent his talent to champion tolerance amongst peoples, reproductive health, and a cleaner environment. While G could have stayed in Africa and further developed his career there, he came to LA to join Miriam in her country. Now, for many of us here tonight, this may sound like an of course decision. But G has traded in some of his homegrown fame, a country not fraught with racial conflict, and his proximity to all of his family in order to be here. If you haven't been to Africa, you may not know what a steep climb it is to acclimate to a new country like the US. G, you have both my admiration and are welcome to our family. So what do we have here? Two remarkable individuals who are very strong, willing to take risks, to live with uncertainty, and to meet life where it is. Yet with all their outward strength, they are both, Miriam and G, softies inside, full of emotion, fully relatable to others, and packed with imagination. My hope for both of you is that you continue to love and bolster one another in the day-to-day trials and tribulations of life, as well as in the music and artistry that you share and create with one another, to reach high in your work and in your love, and to make sure you take time to nurture your relationship. I love you both. L'chaim. Oh my God.
Go with 80, get the holler. Go with 80.
Hamoti lehme ovet. We give thank you, God, for the voices doing it happy for it. As a prayer, humbly say, Pavokada. Hello, Hannah, Mela, how long let happy ovet.
Please remain seated. Dinner service will begin shortly. Let's give it up for the Hala.
Je t'aime quand c'est là.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Would you believe me if I told you? Will you believe me when I say affairs of the heart, together we've grown, if ever apart. All I want you to know is your love is life-changing, and I couldn't be the same without you, darling. Your love is life-saving. You always catch me when I fall. When the tour bus drop off and all light lock off, and I'm a mere mortal again. Promoter belly full and all the fans gone home. I'm glad that you're more than a friend. Oh, when your love is life-changing, and I couldn't be the same without you, darling. Your love is life-saving. You always catch me when I fall. There's people just like you and me, we pass them in the traffic, that never fall in love, and some me have it, said me lucky. Enough of them not fortunate enough to have somebody. Some just cannot see beyond the flesh, and it's so funny. Never get too caught up in yourself to feel the magic. True love come and pass you by in life, it is so tragic. Opportunity is good, so take it while you have it. Don't wait till you are panic. Well, the last man you there would make a big mistake. Left and gone for good and miss out something we're great. Loyal and full of it when enough of them a move fake. Our things separate, we can't separate, cause I would miss you, baby, and I can't do without you, darling. Yes, and I would miss you, baby. Girl, you know I love you bad. Affairs of the heart, together we've grown, things fall apart. All I want you to know, woman, your love is life-changing, and I wouldn't be the same without you, darling. Your love is life-saving. You always catch me when I fall.
To Miriam's sister, please give me a warm applause for her.
Thanks, a little bit. I think I can see. So I'm Molly. I'm Miriam's older sister. No, I can actually see, but thank you. They're not supposed to. So some of you may recall that I was supposed to make a toast at Miriam's bat mitzvah. But unfortunately, our brother Josh got me drunk for the first time, and I was completely indisposed in the bathroom and was unable to make the speech. I so wish I had a copy of that toast. I would have read it tonight. I would love to know what it said. I do, however, still have a copy of the toast that Miriam made at my husband's wedding a few years ago, and in it she accurately distilled. What did she distill? The differences in our personalities. In her words, she said that I am the introvert to Miriam's extrovert. I am the rationalizer, Miriam the fantasizer. I am the organizer, she is the deconstructor. These are her words. I am helpful and she can be needy and lazy. I am modest and she is showy. But this is the yin and yang of sisterhood and the essence of it. When I told Miriam I was going to have a second baby girl, Miriam said, a sister is the best gift you will ever give to Rose. A sister is that important. I hope my girls will grow to have a bond as you, yes. I can only hope for my girls that they'll grow to value their bond as Miriam and I do. And while I have just said that Miriam describes herself as an extroverted, showy fantasizer, she is also deeply thoughtful and analytical. I think G shares this unique blend of traits. And one of my hopes is that Mears and G can harness these energies to use in both their marriage and their musical partnership. I met G a few months after he and Miriam started dating. He came with Miriam to pick me up at the airport in Uganda. And as he rolled my suitcase to the car, he was stopped every few feet for a high five or photo op. Somehow, Miriam was dating a Ugandan celebrity. And somehow this made perfect sense. I have watched, coached, and sometimes bitten my tongue as Mears and G have navigated life, fame, and misfortune in 2 countries. As you embark on your marriage, I wish for you to push each other forward, to build each other up, to take time to enjoy successes and the little things, all with love, patience, and honesty. I love you both. L'chaim and Nazdarovia.
And now we're going to hear a few words from G's parents. Let's give it up for John and Joyce.
Yeah, my best half. Yeah, it is a pleasure having all of you join us in celebrating this wonderful occasion. It's a cross-cultural occasion, which is very rare in my country. Yet we are so hospitable in our country, but we rarely do it. You people are amazing, quite amazing. We have been fascinated ever since we came to LA. We have met a number of people, but whoever you meet is amazing. Keep it up, please. And we know we shall do the same in Uganda. We invite all of you to come some other day. Me and Joyce met way back. way back in 1978. Way back. Dated. Never got married. Decided to live along together. Produced our first girl, Rita Nachitende. Then, incidentally, a year later, another girl followed. Can you imagine? When Freddie Najuma, unfortunately, she's not here with us. She couldn't work on her papers in town. Then that woke us up and said, we needed to replan. We are moving very fast. So it was 4 years later that a pleasant boy was born to us. We named him Ernest Nsimbi Serunjoji Lupiazita. You know, a boy in Africa and in Uganda in particular, every relative who comes in baptizes, gives a name. That's why he has all of those names. But he has very few. If I told you mine, you wouldn't comprehend. Semakula, Serunjoji, Katende, Kapondo, Mutabani Wandugwa. Very many names. G, as is known today, has carved out his way from a humble beginning. We are very strict parents, with very strict control, and we love it that way. But we make friends. We are quite friendly, and we have a number of relatives as well. You see, in my place, an extended family is highly valued. That's why you can see we have a number of faces of our friends, relatives. Some are in LA, some are in Boston, some have come in from Toronto, and we've come to join this family to thank Miriam's parents. You people are wonderful, quite wonderful. We didn't know, we didn't expect you to let G and Miriam have their way. When G told us, Dad, I have a friend, would it please all of you to come and meet my friend? I said, but we are the parents. If you have friends, please bring them home. We knew exactly what he wanted, but we were humbled. It was Christmas time. We moved into their place, announced as it was, and we were overwhelmed by Miriam's hospitality. At first sight, it was appreciation and a go ahead to G. We said, G, there you are, perfect choice, right combination, thumbs up. Miriam also has visited us a number of times. My family, my extended family, love you so much, so much. But we know who loves you most. Not G. It is our last born, Saif Namala. Never will a day pass without your name crossing her lips. You are very nice and sweet to her. We shall always love you as a family, protect you, and hold you in high esteem. I don't have much to say about Ernest. Ernest, as you know him, he's a jolly guy, but he always wants to have his way. Very assertive. And for us, as we are aging, we are passing on the baton to him. Him and the firstborn already have a role of looking after the parents, which they are able to do, and we are very happy. So Miriam, you are joining them. You have already demonstrated how efficient you are in looking after others. You are giving out and pouring out your love to the rest. please keep it up. G, I call you Mutawani, and literally meaning my son. Keep it up. We shall always support you. The pair of you are indeed blessed. You have people to look up to. You have people to consult. You are a very lucky couple to have both parents on both sides alive. It is a big blessing. It's a big blessing, and we promise together we shall help you. My brother, you see, in my family, we are 5 kids. I have 3 sisters, and we are 2 boys. So that makes it 5. My brother couldn't make it. He lives in Toronto, but his son is here to deliver his message on behalf of that family. May I invite Chris to do that for the Katende family. I wish all of you good time, and we would like to have all of you in Kampala. Soon or later, God willing, we indeed shall. Shalom.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Christopher, and I call him Nsimbi. Everybody calls him G, but I call him Nsimbi. We grew up together, and you know, he's sitting there right now, and he's hoping I don't say anything. But I think I am. Knowing him, like, you know, he's a big celebrity back home, but I've always known him as my cousin, but even more importantly as my brother, because I myself was also the only boy in the family for a very long time. I've got a little brother now, but he's 16 years younger than me. People think he's my son. You know, but JNL was my brother for a very long time. My dad wrote a speech that he wanted me to read out, but I'm not doing that. I will, however, give you the summary of that. The role of family in Africa, everywhere else in the world, but especially in Africa, is very important. Growing up, we were never allowed to go visit any of our friends unless they were family, right? So we always spent time at his house, he spent time at our house. You know, he was a very goofy kid, just so you know, he's not that cool. But, you know, he was always assertive, as his dad say, right? Yeah. He was always assertive, as his dad mentioned, and he pursued the music career. And in Africa, you know, you're either supposed to be a doctor or a lawyer or, you know, failure. but you know, he pursued the music career and he's become very successful, and that gave me the courage. He probably doesn't even know this. I was always an artist, and he gave me the courage to you know, tell my dad that I wanted to do graphic design, you know, and he was opposed to it at first, but I said, look, JNL's doing really well in the creative world, and he said, you know what, you're right, so go ahead and do that. So I thank you for that, you know. The essence of the speech that my dad wanted to mention is that we've been intertwined with the Jewish community for a long time without even knowing it, because my dad actually went to school in Israel, you know, a few years back, no, very long time ago. And this was in Tel Aviv. He studied Root College, some of you may know it. He went there in 1993 on a scholarship, and the Jewish community there is very, very friendly and humbling, and we're very glad that you have met somebody that you connect with and really portrays the essence of this Jewish culture and heritage, and we appreciate you, Miriam. Welcome to the family. Thank you.
Yes, let's hear it one more time for all of our toasts today. Miriam, I'd like to invite you and your father to the dance floor to share in the father-daughter dance.
If you leap awake in the mirror of a bad dream, and for a fraction of a second you can't remember where you are, just open your window and follow your memory upstream to the middle of the mountain where we counted every falling star. I believe the light that shines on you will shine on you forever. And though I can't guarantee there's nothing scary hiding under your bed, I'm gonna stand guard like a postcard of a golden retriever, and never leave till I leave you with a sweet dream in your head. I'm gonna watch you shine, gonna watch you grow, gonna paint a sign so you'll always know, as long as 1 and 1 is 2. There could never be a father who loved his daughter more than I love.
Let's hear it for our father-daughter dance. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a special performance from Miriam's sister Molly and her husband Evan. And you guys are all involved. We need everyone on the dance floor. This is the first slow song of the night, so please, if you're here with a special someone, take their hand and bring them onto the dance floor.
Some people, they call me crazy for falling in love with you. They can take me and lock me away, baby, 'cause there's nothing those bars can do. I'll be the rising moon to your setting sun, just to let you know you'll always have someone. Be your clearest day when the rain is done, so you'll always know. Like the shake of an earthquake, I will never fall. That's how strong my love is. Like a ship through the storm, we can risk it all. That's how strong my love is. I used to think I'm lonely, 'cause the world, it can be so fake. All that matters, I'm telling you, is you and me only. And the mountain standing tall and movable, we're here to stay. Oh, can nothing get in our way? Gonna never break, gonna never fall. I will never fall. That's how strong my love is. Like a ship through the storm, we can risk it all. So strong. Deepest waters, I will let you drown. I will let you drown. So strong, like the moon in the sky, never coming down, never coming down. So strong, that's how strong my love is. That's how strong my love is. That's how strong my love is.
All right. Let's get you guys warmed up at the dance party.
But you should put your hand here so you do it together. I'm gonna watch. You have to feed it to each other.
If you would like to join our bride and groom as they cut their cake, please make your way across the dance floor and join our lovely bride and groom.
You're supposed to make your arms. I can see you for after, yes, but for your toast.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here. It's been pretty amazing. I can't even describe seeing all these faces coming together into one place. That's been the most magical part of this wedding experience. Seeing all of you come together to witness this union, the official, I mean, we've been together for all these years and it feels like the natural progression of our relationship. But to publicly pronounce our love for each other with people from different parts of our lives and different places in our lives, to be here all together is
really special and incredible. So thank you for traveling to be here with us and making it possible. And especially thank you to my mom and dad for organizing this event for us. It's absolutely everything I imagined, I think we imagined, and it's beautiful. So I don't know what else you want to say.
I just want to thank everybody for coming through for us, celebrating with us, showing us so much love, ushering us into a new city, a new life, for the guidance, the counseling, the friendship. It's all really important to us. Having knowledge coming in from parents, friends, old friends, new friends. It's all just beautiful. Looking around right now, I'm searching for words to say because I'm not really a guy for speeches. But I see so many beautiful faces. If I were to take a camera and then just pan through this whole crowd, I'm so sure the most amazing people in the whole world are right here tonight. You're all so beautiful. I see people from Uganda. I see people from London, people from Canada. I see people from Toronto, Boston, New York. Basically, we have everybody here. Yes, Ohio, San Diego. There are so many people over here. And we just like to thank you for being here to celebrate our journey. I can't go off the microphone without thanking my parents, first of all, for raising an intelligent, handsome boy. Chris and the Katende family, but most of all, the Watley Pollinger family. Thank you so much for taking us in, for your guidance, for all the time and the care, keeping in, calling in and checking in on us. There's so many things that we are learning, but you're taking us under your wing and you're letting us grow, and then you're watching us blossom and become what I hope to be very beautiful flowers in the garden of the world. You know? Wow. I don't want to speak so much, so thank you guys so much, and we love you all.
We love you, Chelsea.
We
We
love
love
you.
you more. We would love you more if you would sing for us. Will you sing for us? Come on.
You guys really want us to sing?
Okay.
I
gave the text to the DJ.
Okay. Leo ni siku ya furaha. Leo ni leo. Leo ni siku ya furaha. Mwasuze mutia, aveyo mwasuze mutia. Amara mwasuze mutia. Bambecha mwasuze mutia. Abolu kafe mwasuze mutia. Abenga mwasuze mutia. Abobo so mwasuze mutia. Bese kasuze katia. Hey. Yes, sir.
Carrying the weight of dreams.
Yes.
Yesterday is behind.
And what?
And I could ride a cloud.
Hey, to where?
Yes, until I reach the lake. Feel the sun hurt on my face. My heart beating inside. Oh, Leo ni leo. Leo ni siku ya furaha. Leo ni leo. Leo ni siku ya furaha.
ondaba ntevuunya tesemwenya temulivuunya ebizibu byembiseemu lufukunya katuukako n'okuyita obukunya genga kiki ekintawanya kumbe essanyu lyennoonya nawugambita muggoonya akasana ne kaaka enkuba n'etonya kati mpanga tetumanya ku kyalo ndi musajja walinnya nawasa nenaalinnya nave mu lugabire nengula akalinnya sikakalabanda mpulira essanyu liri ery'omunda kamukamu gwe muganda kakusogola ne kagusonda katulye kweso semada zeyasonda tujjukanyemu gwe twayita wafunda nga tonnanywa ku lwendo tambulanga omuganda kaliba kendo okalabira ku mukonda leo ni leo leo ni siku ya furaha leo ni leo leo ni siku ya furaha mwasuze mutya leyo mwasuze mutya abalangira mwasuze mutya bambejja mwasuze mutya abomusu mwasuze mutya abengabi mwasuze mutya obunyoli mwasuze mutya lese kasize katya ala niogamba kyeyo negadi kiri kitya ala kiri kitya family hama kigamba ki leo ni leo leo ni siku ya furaha leo ni leo leo ni siku ya furaha leo ni leo siku ya furaha golokoka ha golokoka
Leo means today is today, and it's about being joyful in today. So that was appropriate for today.
It's about being present and enjoying the moment. So many times, so many things go on, and then you don't stop to pause and enjoy the moment, recognizing today and celebrating where you're at, and recognizing the love around you or the challenges around you, being empathetic and then showing love to other people. The rabbi had something which was really, really beautiful. Or was it Mr. Don, where they said, you should give more love than you receive. I think that's really beautiful. There's something very, really beautiful.
Thank you, everyone.
All right, we gotta do one more song for you, but then we gotta go enjoy the party. Okay, looking at all these very beautiful people, we want to do a song. We want to do a song for you, which is called Dunia ni Matembezi, which what? Oh, we should do Moje, which is about coming together.
Yes.
Okay. Our families are coming together. Everybody's coming together. Okay, let's do that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bravo!
You say Moje.
Hey.
Are you ready?
Hey! You gotta dance with us. We're gonna perform for you on our wedding. Let's do it! Come on!
Hey!
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 Up!
Moje! Hey!
Moje!
Hey! Moje!
Come on!
Moje! 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 Moje!
Come together.
Moje! 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 Kubumbuje!
Get it, Miriam! Yes!
Happiness on earth
is what?
Is peace and love.
Hey. Ente bekelete magana bana to wakana tabagana never know. Ente bekelete magana bana to wakana kulagana never know. Kati muche kubumbuche. Kubumbuche. Kati muche kubumbuche. 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 Hey.
We are drunk negativity. Can we find some positivity
inside
of you, inside of me? We are love, we are light, humanity.
Okay, muche, muche, muche. Here we go.
Muche, muche, muche.
Here we go. Okay.
We are drowned in negativity. Can we find some positivity inside of you? Inside of me.
Hey.
We are love, we are light, humanity. Muche, muche, muche. Again. Muche, muche, muche. Again.
Yes.
Muche, muche, muche.
Okay.
Muche, muche, muche.
Wajjo gunazo gwakono nazi kuno wano mukwano gwanono gabana ne banno wekaba katonotono gabana ne banno wekaba katonotono kira mu mutima tokona mu mutima nunu wano kulese mukano ati nanga nyanja nasana magana bana tuwakana kolagana ne banno ati magana bana tuwakana kolagana ne banno kati muche kubumbuche kati muche kubumbuche. Are you ready?
Yeah!
Are you ready?
Yeah!
Are you ready? Yeah! Kubumbuche. Hey! Hey!
Rahayo dunia.
Cheza.
Ni amani na upendo.
Yes.
Happiness on earth
is what?
Is peace and love. Rahayo dunia.
Cheza.
Ni amani na upendo.
Yes.
Happiness on earth.
Are you ready, everybody?
Hands
up in the air. We're going to warm up right now. Hey, 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 hey.
Muche, 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 muche,
That's what I'm talking about.
And in our music, and have an awesome time and keep dancing with us. Love you! And yeah, that's all we have to say. All we have to sing. Yeah, baby!
Thank you guys.